In Central African time, glad I found you. What an awesome song from an African queen, Nthabiseng M. A very good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely, lovely stuff. Let's take it from the bottom. Nthabiseng M, little girl going to school. What did you get up to?
Firstly, thank you for getting my surname right because the struggle is real. But yeah, Nthabiseng M, little girl going to school, extremely shy. So it's crazy for a lot of people. A lot of my family members were just like, they don't even understand how I ended up in this space in media, because I was the shy one, always alone. When other kids are playing, I'd be here. If you want to play with me, you have to come to me. So it's something, it's extremely off from what I wanted to do growing up. I just wanted to be that child that is in an office space or running a business and having people running my business for me, but I would own it. So yeah, that's practically the younger Nthabiseng.
Lovely stuff. Did you play any sport?
Yes, I did. I played netball.
Oh, yeah?
And I was in the choir.
Yeah, what position in netball? Do you still remember?
Shooter.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So you know where the hole is. You know where the points are.
Yes, I know.
Fantastic.
Me, I know.
Tell us about Glad I Found You. Who did you find? Because the song sounds amazing.
Oh, well, Glad I Found You is actually, okay, a lot of people interpret it differently. But my concept when it came to this song was not just really about relationships. So I made it vast, and That I Found You was just one of those songs where I speak about, it can be you thanking God that you found God.
Oh, yeah?
It could be a friend that you had and you're thanking that friend that, you know what, you changed my life. It could be a relationship, it could be a colleague, anyone, but that was the point that I was looking at, that it shouldn't just be about a relationship, but someone that came into your life and changed it. God comes in your life, changes your life, you have a different perspective, or your partner or a friend. So that was what I was doing with That I Found You. And it's crazy how it came about, because I was recording another song. I was featuring in another song for Lady Do.
Oh, yeah?
And then we decided to do a song with Lady Do. And after we did that song with Lady Do, I needed someone to mix and master that song for me. So I looked for Chima Music. Chima Music mixed and mastered, and like, you know what, I can have you in studio while I mix and master. And then he played me a few instrumentals that he had, and I was like, I really like this. Started singing a bit in the studio, and it's like, this sounds good. I want to give you the song. So I'll produce it for you, but you can have me as a feature. I want this to be your song. So that's how Glad I Found You came about.
Wow. And how do you feel about it? I mean, it's almost like it was pioneered from some heaven that I don't know of.
I am very proud of the song. I really am. Everyone that hears the song, even people that didn't expect such from me, are like, listen, I wasn't expecting to hear something this good. You know, you'd expect to hear something like this from a prominent artist or someone that is like, has been in the industry for a long time, with them not knowing that I have been in the industry for that long. But it's not very easy to find a person who is a good both singer and songwriter. So I like what it's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you feel listening to your own music?
I don't like the sound of my own voice.
I wanted to get there. Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even when I'm recording, I would rather have one side of my ear of the headphones, because I don't like the sound of my voice. And even when I then decided to join radio, because at some point I was in radio, a lot of people were like, you've got a great voice for radio.
Yeah.
But I don't like the sound of my voice. So I listen to myself, yeah, but it's like,
And does it make you feel better when people sing praises to say, hey, you've got an awesome voice?
I love it. I love it because I think we as people are so self-conscious. You listen to yourself and you're always trying to figure out what you did wrong, and you don't pay attention to what you did right. So immediately when a person tells you this and this and this is good, whatever you wrote here, this line is so perfect. I mean, they sing praises to you and it works for your confidence as well.
What are your thoughts on African music? Do you love it?
I love African music. I feel like some artists take advantage of it. And what I mean by that is you want to just release something for the sake of the culture, but you don't release anything meaningful anymore. And I believe it's easier for your music to last longer if it's more authentic, not something for just for the money, or let me just do this so I can make a quick buck.
Yeah.
But we are talented as Africans. That's the one thing I am definitely sure of. We are very, very talented.
Ravishing African story.
Yeah.
Any plans to do collabos with various artists from various parts of the continent? Imagine a collabo with any of the top Nigerian artists, and your music is listened to in South Africa, but also in West Africa.
I would definitely love that. I would really, really love that. I'd love to do a song with Davido.
Oh, yeah?
I would really love to do a song with Davido. I think he is very good. Thames as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the people that I want to work with.
Yeah.
And I hope at some point I can really make it happen.
Hey, we must get David on a speed dial, eh?
We have to very quickly.
Lovely, lovely stuff. I'm certain Africa and the world can't wait to find out more about this African Queen's music. Ngikhethe wena. Enjoy Africa and the world. Yeah, we can talk in the background. Talking to us on Africa at Play. If you get to travel the world, where would you first land and why?
That's an interesting question.
You came to an interesting show, so...
Wow. Okay, I don't know. Is this internationally or around? Because I feel like I still want to explore Africa before I go out. There's so many beautiful gems. You'll check on TikTok and people are saying, try this place out, and you will wonder, this is actually in Africa. So I feel like I want to explore Africa first. Go to Nairobi.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And
Nairobi, Kenya in East Africa.
Yes, I would love to go to Kenya. But also, where would I want to go? I don't know. I think more of Africa. I want to go overseas. We were speaking about Portugal with my cousin.
Portugal.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit of Portuguese, or I must still give you lessons?
I know how to count.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
21, 22. Yes,
Yeah, wow.
So I can count.
Great effort.
So I'm going. Yes, you must manifest these things first, so I can go to Portugal now.
Good knowledge.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Mozambique? It's just here.
I love Mozambique. I'm always in Mozambique.
Oh, yeah?
It's a great place to be in. I love going to Belém.
Oh,
Beach.
nice. My favorite as well.
Love it.
The island.
So it's hot, but I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the seafood?
I don't eat seafood.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't do anything to me. I'm just very conscious.
You're just feeling pity for the fishes and the calamaris.
I'm a very boring person. If we go to a restaurant, I'll eat what I always eat. Don't ask me to try new things.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like seafood. I look at it and I'm like, this is an acquired taste, and I am a very boring person. I haven't even tried it. The only thing I have is hake, so.
Tell us about Ngikhethe wena.
Ngikhethe wena is, it's a song that was produced by DJ Cuba, a very good friend of mine. So I worked on
DJ
this
Cuba
song.
from Cuba?
No,
just checking.
Unfortunately, he's from around. So I did a song in, I think, 2009 for Candy Roots, Soul Candy. So DJ Cuba and DJ Shimza were doing Candy Roots, and they had an extra slot that wasn't filled, and they needed a song done. So that was the first time I actually recorded something, and we did a song. It was still at DJ Shimza's back room at home when he was still also just up and coming. And after that, Cuba and I became very good friends. So he then also, I think it's just one of those things where people will hear me speaking, we'll be speaking about music, and it's like, listen, I've got a whole lot of instrumentals. We went through a few instrumentals. I liked this one, and I practically worked on it. So the concept with Ngikhethe wena, that one is very straightforward. It's practically a love song, telling someone that you choose them over everything else. So that's how Ngikhethe wena came about. But yeah, it was one of those things that when we did Candy Roots, Cuba and I had always spoken about working together and making music together. So at some point, he then decided to go out after other things in the industry, and we're like, you know what, let's just do one song just for the road. And that's how Ngikhethe wena came about.
Wow, fantastico. Tell me about family. What do they say when they hear that, wow, our lady is going places?
They're still shocked. I think they're still shocked, especially my brother. My brother is shocked because I've always been like a more practical person. So I like to plan ahead. The whole thing of a person having to call me and saying, you have a gig, you have to do this. I'm not that kind of person. That's why I say I'm very boring. They call it boring. So from a boring person to be doing such things, it's something else. But they're actually very proud of me. I didn't just do media. I've also done the boring things that they speak of, like architecture. So that's something, yes, that they would expect more from me. So this is still something that shocks them a lot, but they love what's happening with me. I mean, I'm getting to work with prominent people. If you look at Cuba, you look at Chima Music, those are prominent people. So they're very proud.
Wow, fantastic. 16:28 Central African time. You're still tuned in to Africa at Play as Delele Siashaya. Of course, we've got an amazing, pretty gorgeous queen with us from the African continent, Mzansi Africa, in Southern Africa, and her name is Nthabiseng M, an amazing talent indeed. We've listened to 2 songs so far, but believe you me, if you ask me, she's got the ticket to go to any destination in the world because she deserves that much. The beautiful work that she's doing, I promise you, if you want your music to go to another level, these are the queens that you should be doing collabos with to make certain that Africa and the world continues to prosper. You say you want to go to Portugal. Do you have an idea where you want to land, or you're still dreaming about it?
I'm still dreaming about it. And I feel like now, because I've always been such a planner, and with the industry that I'm in now, I don't want to plan so much. So yes, plan so you have a structure, but land wherever you land and go wherever you go.
Wow, lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. And tell me, you are in music, and a lot of people, when you ask them about what does music mean to them, they will tell you that music is therapy.
Yes.
What does music imply to Nthabi?
I think also being on the other end of it, being the person that is actually the one giving people the music, it is more of me also being a therapist. So I need to know what to speak about. I need to know that people need to be able to relate to my music. So music for me is also kind of like a stress reliever, because that's where you can actually, you can write down your fears, you can share your thoughts with a pen and paper. So you speak to that book or your laptop or your phone or whatever. So music for me is really just a broad thing where I have to express myself, but also be able to make you understand what I am telling you and also have it relate to you as well.
There could be a child listening from Masia in Mozambique, a child listening from Kigali in Rwanda, from Lubumbashi in Congo. What would you like to say to a child like that who feels like things are just not working out for them?
The one thing that I can say is they are not alone. I remember a time where I felt stuck, and I think there are times where I feel like that now as well. But the one thing that I know is God has always gotten me through everything. God, my ancestors, they've always come through. And I always say, don't rush the process. Always take everything one step at a time. And sometimes you want to see things at face value, trying to understand why are things going this way. But there's actually something deeper than that. You might not see it now, but down the road you look at it and you'll be like, damn, this is what I had to learn at that point. Because I feel like God keeps you at a certain place until you learn what he wants you to learn. So if you're not learning it, you'll remain in that space. Or if you're not seeing it, you remain in that space. If you're not growing, you remain in that space. So just take everything one step at a time and don't rush to do things your way. You plan, but God decides.
You've been in the radio situation before, and I can hear how smooth you are going. It's like you've had some honey. How was the experience?
The experience was beautiful, and I really want to go back to radio. I love radio. It's so crazy how in the media industry, my first love was television.
Oh, yeah?
But after the radio bug bit, I fell in love with radio, and I really want to go back. Like, my face just lights up when I speak about radio. I really want to go back to radio. It's a great experience. And it's so crazy how it's me sitting on this end now. I'm also used to sitting on your end, interviewing people. So yeah, I really want to go back. I love radio.
If you were sitting here and I'm sitting there, what's this one important question you wouldn't leave out?
The one important question I wouldn't leave out is I would ask you, in the field that you are in right now, are your expectations being met?
Super exciting. So my journey is as follows. I I started radio in 1999.
Wow.
Yeah, that was when I was doing my first year in Cape Town.
Nice.
So I know I look 21, but believe you me, I'm turning 44 on the
You're
25th
aging like
of
fine
June.
wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me and a friend of mine, how I met this guy, Sandile Maseko. He was from the east of Johannesburg. I was from the west. We met at Cape Tech. At that time, it was called Cape Tech. It's now Cape Peninsula University of Technology.
Yeah.
So sakala sachutana, hey, what are these extramural activities that we're going to do? And I was like, no, I've seen this kids radio, you know, Cape Tech students radio, what. And we went there, they auditioned us, they gave us a show, and we were co-hosts, you know. But we did that show for a short period of time, and then I came back to Johannesburg. But when I was growing up, I used to do commentary while playing street soccer, you know, because it's casual play. But I would be doing commentary. I used to love listening to Sesotho commentary, you know. And I was like, no, man, one day I've got to do something in radio or television. And then fast track to 2008. I was 28 now. I go with my brother-in-law, who used to be he's an Anglican priest, basically. And he was married to my sister, but my sister is normal. So he says to me, hey, man, there's this thing that you've done at your parish at St. Paul's. I'd like you to help me with that template. And I'm like, no worries. I wasn't working at the time. We go to church so that I can help him with the template. While we are on our way, a friend calls and say, hey, come grab 50 bucks in Kholile, you know? And I'm thinking, I'll be able to buy a newspaper here and look for a job, you know, the workplace from the start. And I was so excited. And my brother-in-law says, no, man, let's go do this thing first. Then I'll take you to the friend. And I'm like, hey, it's a Friday. What happens if this friend changes their mind?
Yes,
and
or
then
they use that money.
And then he says, if that happens, I'll give you double. And then we say, okay, cool, deal. We went to church. I get to the office. I start doing this admin template for my brother-in-law so he can be happy. And then we can go fetch the 50 bucks, you know, with hope that maybe he can still give me the 100. Who knows? Anyway, then walks three white ladies. One of them was a senior production manager at SABC Sport, Diane Stanton Lawrence. And then she's working with the mother and the friend to the mother. So now my brother-in-law starts asking Diane, how's it going? Are you back at work? And then she's like, yeah, I'm back. We are busy with Beijing Olympics. Hey, I jumped off that office chair. And I was like, sorry to be rude. My name is Neto Chemane. I'm in the sports industry myself. I've studied sports management. And this is what I'm capable of. I'm organizing tournaments, you know, just to give myself extra experience. And the rest is history. 2 weeks later, she sent me an email to my friend's email, by the way. But because I had a good friend, because at that time I didn't have a laptop, so I gave my friend my CV to update, and then I sent it to Diane, and she responded to that same email address. My friend called me 2 weeks later and said, hey, I've got some great news for you. And then we met for a drink, and he showed me the email. I called Diane, set up the interview, came for an interview. I hit her hard with English. And here am I. But it's been a journey because I didn't start here. You know, I started behind the scenes, but I worked my way up. I've done television behind the scenes. I've done graphics, you know. So even though I thought I would have had a TV show by now, I'm still happy that I've been on TV on numerous occasions as an analyst, you know, and many other roles that I've played. So I would say, to your question, yes.
Expectations have been met. That's beautiful. And it goes back to exactly what I was saying. Firstly, it goes back to glad I found you. You see that friend of yours? It's glad that you found that friend. Number two, it goes back to the fact that people see you at face value. They see you now. They don't know how hard you work to get here. They don't know the things that you've done to be who you are right now, or the things that you've learned that make you the kind of person that you are now. That's a beautiful story. Man? You should.
When are you writing yours? Well, when are you a musical therapist, so I guess your book is through music?
Definitely. I don't sing songs that are written by anybody else because I don't relate to them. I always prefer writing my own music. That way I can sing something I can speak about. I can't let someone else write Glad I Found You, come back and speak to you about it like it's my own thing. It wouldn't be. So it's not authentic.
Any music videos out there?
Not yet, but we're working on that this year. This year is all about content. And that's the one thing I will say has been a struggle for me, especially being a person that studied television and looking at how I want to do content. I don't want to just do the whole phone, you know, it works, yes, but you become so critical and you become such an analyst because you know so much. So working on proper music videos and proper content for 2024.
Planning to shoot one of them around Africa?
Yes. Glad I Found You is on the works. I'm still speaking to Chima Music about that.
Wow, lovely, 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 lovely stuff. As we wrap up this conversation, what is it that you would like to do that you still haven't done, except for what you are still cooking that's under the carpet?
In terms of singing?
In terms of everything.
Everything. The one thing that I still want to do is I want to start a business.
Oh, yeah?
This year, yeah.
Cheers, again.
And
a musical therapist.
Yes. And I feel like music for me is exactly what I need to do right now. But like I said, I've done stuff like architecture, business management on the side. I want to also delve into that. I don't want to do something that I don't end up working on 5-10 years from now. I feel like every qualification that I've done it for a reason. I didn't just do it because, okay, let me try this for money. So I want to start a business that's also going to concentrate on things that I've studied.
Wow, lovely, 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 lovely stuff. Zifuna wena.
Zifuna wena. I'm such a lover girl, ne?
Yeah.
Can you hear my songs? So Zifuna wena was not really a song that I decided, okay, let me record and, you know, release. It was a song that was done for school. Someone needed a song done for the work that was on, what is this, Mzansi Magic. And Zifuna Wena was exactly for that. They needed a love song about someone breaking someone else's heart. And that's how Zifuna Wena came about. So I just thought of something quickly, got this done in a week. And then it was mixed and mastered, done for Mzansi Magic, sorry. And that's how Zifuna Wena came about. So people liked it, and then I ended up publishing it. Initially, it wasn't published.
Wow.
Yeah.
How good is your Zulu?
My Zulu is great.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you can tell Africa and the world that Africa at Play asideleli siyashaya.
Asideleli sishaya kakhulu. Nami nje ngathi sengizoba khona la ngene.
Ne?
Yebo.
Oh yeah. Lovely, lovely stuff. Your parting shot?
I feel like I have so much to say.
Ne?
Yeah, I think I have so much to say. But the most important thing is, for everyone rather, I think, because I feel like I speak to myself so much most of the time, the most important thing for me is consistency and persistency will get you where you want to get to.
Wow, say it again.
Consistency and persistency will get you where you want to get to.
Fantastico. You know, when you say something profound, sometimes it's worth saying it twice because, you know, other people take long to connect. Yeah, other people take long to connect. So we want to make certain that Africa and the world do not miss out. Thank you so much for pulling through to Africa at Play. Even the weather is changing.
These are blessings, by the way, showers of blessings. So I believe it's going to be a blessed year. I really believe it's going to be a blessed year. Immediately when you get to a place and it starts raining, for me, that's a very good sign. It shows that, you know, God is here and whatever that you're trying to do is about to prosper. So thank you so much for having me. Ravishing
African story with an African queen, that is Nthabiseng M, telling us her story right here on Africa at Play, and we wish you nothing but the best. Life is about 2 rules. Rule number 1, never give up. Rule number 2,
stick to rule.
Always remember rule number 1.
Yes.
You went to a good school, I'm taking you overseas after this show.